Hello, good evening everyone. How are you guys? So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds till everyone joins in. And if you have joined in, please do type something in the comment section. How are you? How are you guys doing? It's a beautiful evening out here. It's raining and it's amazing. So I just thought of going live. Timber Teak, hello, thank you for joining in. How are you? Yojana, how are you? Bhagyashri, how are you? AJ, Ajay, I'm seeing you after such a long time. How are you? Would you like to come like live? I mean, it's just so good to see you. Hey Yojana, hello dear. How are you? So, how are you guys doing? Do you guys want to come live? Like, I actually don't have any particular agenda for this live. I just thought I would go say hi, hello. Like, मौसम इतना बढ़िया था, so I just came. Doing well. Yeah, I'm good too. I'm good too. Hey Nick, thank you for joining in. How are you? I'm good too, dear. Arka, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining in. Arka, you want to come live? Arka, I have no agenda for today's live. I just pressed that live button and I'm here. Oh, I understand, AJ. So, AJ. Arka, you want to come live? Because we can talk about anything, absolutely anything. Hey Nick, this is so good to know. I am good, Nick. I'm good. So, Leena Rawat, thank you so much for joining in, dear. How are you? How are you? ये आप में से बहुत लोगों को आज न्यूज़लेटर वाला मैसेज मिला रहेगा. So that is, I'm good, Arka. I'm good. How are you? How are things at your end? Um, and what was I saying? Yeah, so newsletter वाला मिला रहेगा. So sign in. Yes. We have Arka here. Renu, hi Renu. Thank you for joining in. How are you, dear?
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Arka. I'm so happy to have you. Oh, yeah. बढ़िया है.
Hello.
Hellos.
How are you?
I am good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So you
how
have
are you doing?
very bored. Just been at home for past 1.5. यहाँ पे तो lockdown भी. I stay in Pune, Maharashtra. So
Okay.
it's a strict lockdown, and so nothing can be
Yeah, the
done.
weather is fine.
And the weather is very nice. I mean, because of the cyclone, and even before the cyclone, it's raining. So the weather is very nice. The climate, it's wow. I mean, it's amazing. Even
Oh,
now, it's
that's good.
raining.
Yeah, that's good. The
Lovely.
cyclone here is kind of like I've come back home.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
so I'm in West Bengal right now. And the
Okay.
cyclone here is kind of expected in the next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, okay.
it's a brace for impact call.
हाँ. यहाँ पे इतनी तकलीफ नहीं हुई साइक्लोन की. आई मीन मुंबई गॉट लिटिल अफेक्टेड एंड देयर हैव बीन अदर एरियाज दैट गॉट अफेक्टेड अलोंग द कोस्टल, बट आई स्टे
Yeah,
इन पुणे,
yeah.
सो इट वाज गुड. इट्स गुड, लाइक नो
Okay.
प्रॉब्लम.
Luckily, it was great.
या.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't stay in the city. I'm slightly in the outskirts, so I fall within the jurisdiction of ग्राम पंचायत. एंड पुणे में
Okay.
ऐसा हो रहा है कि सिटी में केसेस कम हो रहे हैं बहुत, और अब सराउंडिंग एरियाज में बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है. तो यहाँ पे इट्स लाइक कंप्लीट लॉकडाउन. लाइक ग्रोसरी शॉप भी बंद है, मतलब सब कुछ बंद है.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, so everything is shut. We just get milk in the morning for 2 hours. But the good thing is the online deliveries and all are working fine. So that's how it's going on. But
actually,
nothing, like we don't step out.
here we have a partial lockdown, so it's like your basic amenities you can get. Like so, 7 to 10 in
Yeah,
the morning, the
yeah,
shops and everything are open, and
yeah.
rest of the day the basic amenities you are always getting it. So
Yeah. So
Even though it's a
even
lockdown,
now,
it's a partial one. So yeah, it's
yeah.
go on.
So even now in the city, it's the same. Like morning 11 तक सब कुछ मिलता है. But being in the
Hmm.
outskirts and the number of cases are so increasing in this area that they have shut down
Yeah.
everything except for medical store. Nothing is working. Okay. So you
So
have
take care
any
about
topic
that.
in mind that we can
Uh,
discuss about? Oh wow. So
Actually,
Ajay is just a minute.
even
Ajay
I
says
don't have any
Bengaluru is
topic.
awesome. Rain, rainbows, and COVID in the air. That is nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, even I don't have any particular
Huh.
topic in mind right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can. If you have anything, we can discuss on that part actually.
Okay. So, now, how is it? Like now you are in your hometown. So all the like the plans and the setup that you had back in Delhi, how do you manage
Mm,
that?
I kind of. I actually had come for 15 days or so, and then
Mm-hmm.
with the situation and everything over here and back
Mm-hmm.
there, so it was really difficult to go back. And
Yeah.
I had done something to manage for 15 days. So the
Okay.
entire setup that I have, it had some self-watering system and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
had made a humidity box for the ferns and the polka dots and everything, the high humidity plants I have.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I hope they are fine out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm hoping. I can't do anything
Okay.
right here. But
Okay.
I'm not really sure about the self-watering system. But yeah, the ferns they should be good actually
Yeah.
because
I
they
think
are
first.
almost in an
Huh.
airtight container over there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for 2-3 months they can survive. But beyond that, it's expecting too much
Okay.
actually.
Why an airtight container?
Uh, because generally what people suggest is you keep some sort of a water container below the pot so that it keeps the plants humid and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
I tried to convert it into some kind of terrarium over there. So the humidity is
Okay.
continuously inside that setup. So it's a
Okay.
big
Okay.
box and you're getting the light
Okay.
and everything. And since it's
Okay.
airtight, the humidity is there inside.
Okay.
So that setup works for 2 to 3 months. That I know. I've tried that
Okay.
out. But beyond that,
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't yet tried that. So it's a test again
Okay.
now.
Yeah. So that is nice.
So yeah. So I mean, I'm actually trying to think of some jugaad or something where, say,
Mhm.
people who are going out for months or so or for long leaves,
Mhm.
even they can
Yeah.
manage somehow the
Yeah.
plant setup and everything. Because obviously, if you are spending so much your time and effort in plants, you should be
Mhm.
having some sort of backup plan if they like
Mhm.
if you're going out or anything of that sort. So I'm
Exactly.
kind of working something on that part to manage
Okay.
something, a
Lovely.
DIY thing.
Yeah. So my experience, but again, I have not left my plants unattended for more than 15 days. But the indoor plants survive very easily for 15 days. I just, you just water them a little bit in excess. Even if it is not self-watering, they sustain very well for 10-15 days. There is
Yeah,
no problem.
indoor
Yeah.
plants they survive, but say
Yeah.
I have a tomato plant, and that's very difficult
Huh.
actually. You have to
Yeah, that's
water it every
difficult.
day. Even if you
Yeah.
miss one day, it'll all like wilt down and probably
Yeah.
they won't
Yeah.
last 15 days. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So there has to be some sort of I mean some jugaad or something. I'm trying that out.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, so
Maybe
I just
having a deeper
know.
pot, maybe
Hmm.
having a deeper pot and immersing the bottom 2 inches in water. So I'm that
Hmm.
might work actually. So the bottom 2 inches they'll be saturated, but the top
Okay.
part they'll be normal, and
Hmm.
by capillary action they'll keep it moist and everything. But
Okay.
I don't know how
So,
long that can survive again.
okay. So what I have done with my outdoor plants is I did have the vegetable plants, but all other like rose, hibiscus, lot of flowering plants. So what I
Yeah.
did was I pulled them slightly. They were in the balcony, but pulled them inside where they'll get little sunlight, not so much. I surrounded
Okay.
them and center में एक बड़ा सा स्टूल रखा उस पे बहुत बड़ा बकेट रखा the biggest that it could come उसमें पानी भर के रखा and then I left like the cotton threads into
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
them. Yeah, so
But is
that
it
way
sufficient, that cotton thread? Like, I wasn't sure about
yeah,
it.
yes, because what I do is before leaving, like suppose I am going on Saturday morning. So what I do is Friday morning, Friday evening, and Saturday morning, I water them in excess, like excess watering
Okay.
करती हूँ. And then the threads, because then there is already a lot of water, and the drop that keeps coming, it is good enough. And the
Okay.
soil is anyhow very thoroughly mulched. So I mean,
Okay, yeah. Mulching is,
the
yeah,
I
one
make
is,
sure.
that's a good option actually.
Yeah, so I make sure there is the least amount of evaporation and then the drop. It's good enough to keep them alive for like 7, 8 days was my experience, and then you can come back and water them. So even if you come
Okay.
back, it's like slightly wilted or droopy, but it is fine as well.
Okay. So actually,
Huh.
my dilemma was like, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
considering, say, sunlight and water, so
Huh.
which out of the two is the most essential thing? Like, can the plant
Water.
survive with low light and high
Yes,
water?
yes, they
Or,
can.
yeah, so
Yes.
that's what I'm actually trying to limit one
Yeah.
of the things and work with the other thing.
So you are talking about the outdoor plants to get it right, है
Yeah,
ना?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So yes, with the limited light, they survive because this is just for a short period of time and
yeah.
limited light, excess water, least evaporation, the soil remains humid and they are fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think the other way will work. Like if you have a high sunlight at low water, it might
No,
die.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, I mean it's a
oh,
trial and error
hmm,
again. So let's see
again, yeah.
if it
So and
survives, well
it
and
is
good. If it,
also
yeah,
yeah. Also, it is easier when if it doesn't have a lot of flowers or the buds because the buds while blooming they need a lot of water. They
yeah,
actually yeah. So if the plant is currently doesn't have a lot of thing, it is easier only the foliage wise. But if they have flowers and fruits, then they will need a lot more water. Or
yeah.
when you
Luckily,
pull them
I had
inside and
actually harvested the entire
Mhm.
tomatoes that I had. So right now, the
Yeah.
like before leaving, the plant was almost empty. So I think it
Okay.
can go ahead with that thing.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
that
that
is
is
nice.
kind of again a trial and error. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, see, that is what I do, and even I keep experimenting. And so, okay,
Yeah, there's something or the other will come out of it, I'm sure.
okay. Can we have three people in the video? Arka, is it possible?
Yeah, we definitely can have
Okay,
that.
okay. So Ajay has sent a request. Ajay is also a gardener, and I
Okay.
think he has a hydroponic system. He's based in
Yes, we
Bangalore.
can. Why we
Hey,
can't?
hello, Ajay.
Hi. Because you were talking about tomatoes and about water and all, I just decided even without current I will jump in
Okay,
because
okay.
I am currently growing tomatoes at home, but I am growing it hydroponically. I am
Okay.
using something called a Kratky method, where I filled a 1 liter jar of water, and my plant is basically suspended above it. I have a quick question though. Hopefully, one of you experts can answer it. My plants are behaving very funny, the tomato plant. The leaves are starting to discolor, and
Okay,
the bottom, I mean, it's growing in height, but
okay.
the whatever the leaves are at the bottom of the stem are
Mhm.
starting to discolor and dry up.
Okay.
I thought it was a problem with the water, but I've changed the water and I've changed the water. I think I change it once in 4 days, and I
Okay.
add the right level of nutrients, pH, whatever. I check everything, and I keep
Okay.
changing the water regularly. It's
Okay.
growing indoors. It's growing under grow lights, and
Mhm.
there is sufficient of air and oxygen, whatever it is. But I still have this problem. Power has just come back. Let me see if I can flip my camera and show you. Just 1 second. Yeah. So, so this is basically
Okay.
what I'm growing. Now
Okay.
you can see that only the bottom is
Uh-huh.
consistently discoloring. But if you see
Okay.
the top looks like very nice, lush, green, bright, everything. It's only at the bottom that I'm having this problem. But yeah, I mean the roots look pretty healthy. It's a little
How
dense.
old
This is
is the plant?
about this is about I think 3 weeks, three and a half weeks.
Okay.
Then I have basil, but I lost interest, so the basil died. And this is another tomato. This is growing very slowly. I don't know why. Again, this one, if you see closely, the leaves are discoloring. At the bottom, only at the bottom, I have these problems. At the top,
Okay.
it's okay, but bottom is where the problems happen. So, what could be the problem, and what can I do?
Okay. Arka, you're going first or I'm going first?
You go. I actually I have
Okay.
faced the problem, so I kind of know what's happening. So you go ahead.
Okay, so Arka, you start. Okay, then I'll add my experience also.
Actually, I grow it in normal soil, and I have faced a similar problem with
Okay.
all the plants. So,
Okay.
just for one exception, that was there. The case was that there was apical growth in the entire plant. So all the bottom leaves they were drying out and they were like getting discolored and everything, while the
Yeah.
plant was totally healthy and it was fruiting actually.
Okay.
So as long as I was getting the fruit, I was happy with that thing.
Okay.
But with one of the plants, what I did was I had pruned that from the top,
Okay.
and so the apical growth was limited and it was getting bushy at from the bottom,
Yeah, then why?
and
Yeah.
that had to some extent reduced that drying and discoloring thing.
Okay. So you're saying cut the height, is it?
Yeah, I think that might be the thing.
Okay. And your
So my
opinion?
plant is actually of 4 feet height, and beyond 2 feet, below 2 feet, I do not have any leaves. Everything is dried out.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
All right.
So yeah, you can go ahead. What might be the problem?
Okay. See, tomato plant, there are like the roots, and then there are other set of roots that come out from the stem. Okay.
Right.
So you have to wait for those roots to grow.
Okay.
One. Okay. Two, the bottom leaves generally dry up and there is nothing wrong. If, as Arka said, if you cut the top node, it will bifurcate and it will go bushy, and that stands true for uh, all the plants. Okay, not only tomato plant but all the plants. I think the yellowing is normal. You will have to wait for a few more weeks, days till you have the other set of roots, and like the pinching, the top node is completely optional, and this should be fine. I mean, I don't think there is any
So,
problem with this plant.
I'm sorry to cut
And
you off.
and tomato plant by default has a lot of foliage and lot of yellow leaves and all of that problem. As in,
So,
there are a lot of leaves and they dry up very quickly. You just have to cut those, like the one stem that is coming out. You just prune them. Like वो dry up हो गया तो उसको हटा दो मतलब काट दो.
limiting the height, limiting the growth and height, does it make sense? I mean, see, because I have only about two and a half or 2.25 feet height before it
Okay.
hits the light.
Okay, because as Arka said, this plant will go at least 4 feet tall.
Okay.
That is for sure.
Okay. So if I start pruning it like Arka said from the top,
No,
uh,
pruning, it will bifurcate, it will go bushy, but it will still grow tall.
oh, okay,
But the speed will
The
actually go
plant,
down. The rate will go down.
all right.
yeah, slightly.
ठीक है, देखते हैं. Let's see how it works out. I've grown a lot of stuff. I mean, I've worked on a farm. It's called Aquatota. They are basically a fish farm in Bangalore. They breed all kinds of river quality fishes. And I set up a hydroponic unit for them across about half an acre. We've grown a lot of leafy green vegetables. We've grown a lot of deep-rooted vegetables. We've set up deep water ponds over there. But I have
AJ, you'll have to be slightly louder. Arka, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So it is AJ's connectivity.
Yeah.
I hope this time when it connects well, it won't echo. Uh,
Yeah. Actually, it's probably because
uh,
he didn't have the headphones.
yeah, there is a power in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how was it with Arka? Was it with you? Because with me, the tomato plant, and whatever I have seen and I have experienced, they have a lot of leaves, lot of foliage, and the
Yeah.
bottom ones always be yellow. So that is a very common thing. I mean, उसमें मेरे को कुछ भी अलग या abnormal नहीं लगा.
No, actually, what I think is most other plants, you see, they don't have this kind of behavior actually.
Yeah,
So somebody who's growing tomato for the first time, they might get
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I think because my electricity came back and the Wi-Fi got
Oh,
reset,
oh,
so
that is
that's
great.
why the line dropped.
AJ, can you like place the mobile slightly up, like uh, because you're not using the headphones, then it will stop echoing.
Okay,
Hello? Yeah, this is better. No, no, the
better now.
bass shouldn't touch the ground.
Acha.
Or you have headphones?
I have, but I have to look for them, and I don't know whether that's an option.
Okay, okay, okay. Go
Not
on.
a very
We'll
easy option.
continue like this.
I'm getting into the weekend mode. So, like I was saying,
Okay. Uh-huh.
so we had a farm. It's called Aquatota. I'm actually revamping their website also for them. We used to do a lot of gardening outdoors. A majority of their work was done in the soil, like y'all guys. But everyone does that, and that is not interesting to me. I mean, I envy the people who do it and are successful at doing it. But for me, I don't know why, but right from the beginning, this entire concept of growing plants in water, hydroponics, aquaponics has been like a big wow for me. So
Okay.
I've been focusing more on taking this guy's fish water waste and growing plants with that. I've done quite a bit of farming as far as leafy greens are concerned, but again, lockdown really set us 4 steps behind because we ended up with a lot of surplus. We do not have a distribution model in place, and whatever I did was complete experimental for the guy. But yes, he did see fruits of it. So he's waiting to kick it off. And coming from marketing and experiential management background, I've gone full swing into setting up a distribution network for him.
AJ, you'll have to be louder.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
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 So that's what I basically do. I build websites and I set up distribution models and I help people, get through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically me. Yeah.
So, so what all did you grow on that farm?
Sorry?
Uh, on the farm that you set up, what all did you grow?
In the soil or in water?
In the soil.
In the
No,
soil, we grow
no. You
tomatoes.
said you set up an hydroponics farm, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
what all did you
see,
grow?
it's basically like this. He's got about 1 acre in the soil, and he's got about half an acre which is on NFT channels in hydroponics.
Okay.
So in the soil they grow almost everything. They were growing brinjals. They were growing potatoes, they were growing carrots, they were growing
Okay.
papayas. They have a lot of papaya trees, they have a lot of coconut trees, they have a lot of banana
Okay.
plantations. No, they are
Okay.
fairly well established as far as growing in the soil is concerned. But
Okay.
he's also new to hydroponics, and he's also new to aquaponics. He's very,
Okay.
very keen on his fish farming. He has a very good
Okay.
network as far as supplying fishes are concerned, but as far as vegetables, it's
Okay.
a no go for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but the hydroponic setup that you had, what plants did you choose? What did you grow?
We got off to growing spinach, we got off to growing lettuce, and we also tried to grow certain other leafy green vegetables, but like yeah, different varieties of lettuce.
Okay.
Primarily, lettuce is what we started off with because the success rate with lettuce is very high in
Okay.
NFT channel.
Okay.
So, because it was an experiment, I did not want him not to succeed. So I said, okay, fine, Baba, we will go with lettuce.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, by the way, I have one small question.
Yeah.
So when you're growing in hydroponics, so is it actually organic, like using organic minerals and fertilizers, or is it chemical?
See, hydroponics is, I mean, it is still very, very well debated, and there is a lot of argument
Okay.
as to whether it is organic or not organic. But the uh, I think the um, comfortable way of putting it is in hydroponics we feed the nutrients to the plants.
Okay.
What nutrients are organically provided through soil and through other mediums when you grow in the ground is naturally extracted and fed directly through water or mixed into the water and fed. So it is a cleaner way of doing it, but I wouldn't be the right person to answer whether it is an organic or whether it's a inorganic way. Of course, yes, it is a much more fascinating way for me to do it, and
Yeah, definitely.
uh, coming
In
from
my opinion, uh, being very honest, it is not organic.
okay.
It just cannot be organic. I mean,
See again, Rima, it
huh.
basically boils down to what we define as organic and what we define as inorganic. All right. For some
Okay.
people, organic means growing it in the purest of purest soil or naturally available soil, which
Yeah.
is today very hard to find. If you're saying you're growing it organically at home, I don't think so, because you are still adding several nutrients and also chemicals to the soil in your pot or in your grow bed to make your plants grow. Those same things we are doing in the absence of soil.
No, no, that's not the point. How you add the nutrients is what matters. Um, Anything that is provided through natural medium, um, organic compost, there are compost available, or cow dung, animal waste, uh, natural humus that is available. So these things are organic, whereas the other ones are not. This is what is my opinion. Again, what do you think, Arka?
Yeah, so as far as I know, but actually, I was working with an NGO, and I found out actually what they mean by organic. So if you're selling vegetables or anything for that matter with that tag of organic, so you need to get that permission. It takes about 3 years or so.
3 years. Yeah, the soil has to be 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
the moment
yeah.
I am skipping the organic compost or fish bone meal or anything of that sort, and I'm say using Epsom salt
Mm.
or any kind of inorganic salt to the soil, the
Mm-hmm.
plants are getting those particular minerals definitely,
Yes.
but the
Yes.
source of those minerals, they are not same thing.
Exactly.
And those things are actually detected in the soil the moment
Yeah.
we put that salt over there. And if
Hmm.
they detect that, so you won't get that organic tag.
Exactly.
So that is
So
how I see organic,
yeah.
rather than the method I'm using, it's what I'm using in
Hmm.
the soil.
Exactly.
So,
And
and I think as far as I know about hydroponics, they're actually using soils, sorry, the salts in the liquid.
yes, obviously. So
Yeah, so it's
it is,
basically soilless method with those salts,
but it is,
but the salts are
yeah,
actually there.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm not
And
really sure about that, about the organic thing.
exactly. And any chemical fertilizer, the way you said the salt, they are alkaline in nature, and it's not great. Um, Another, I personally have this problem with hydroponics, and this is my point of view. I am sometimes so rigid with my point of view that I had to get, like, I've added a new team member uh, because she has a completely opposite view. I am very much like pro organic, and she has a acceptance to all sorts of methods. So I had to call her in. But what I personally believe in hydroponics or even chemical farming, even if you are saying chemical gardening, is when you add chemical fertilizers. Okay, so it is like it is directly available to the plant. The plant doesn't have to work on it, like the chemical compounds break nahi karna padta hai, dheere dheere karke absorption nahi बढ़ता है. So they just tend to absorb way too much. And that is one of the reason you get pest attacks a lot. That is why you have to fertilize in limited quantities. You have to be very careful about over fertilization. These are the things like the it's basically plants का जो digestion system है, वही काम नहीं करता, because they just end up absorbing a lot of chemicals, nutrients, even when they don't. And which is not the case with organic one. The plants take it in slowly while breaking the compound, so it's 90% of the times you won't have the pest problem because the plants are not taking too much of nutrient. The pest can locate the excess nutrients in the main stem of the plant, and that is why there is an attack. And this generally happens when we use chemical fertilizers. Any fertilizers that is any chemical compound that is easily available, as in how you say, the plants can directly absorb. So whether it is hydroponics or otherwise, I do feel that it is not okay. Yeah. But whereas I didn't face this problem when I'm using organic compost, basically vermicompost or cow dung or animal waste or any of those sorts, or even our kitchen compost. So I never had a pest problem with those. So
Uh,
and again the
Another
salts.
experiment. Yes, yes.
Again, also the salts, the way you said the chemical fertilizers, see the nutrient component is very less, whereas the basic component is the salt, that is the alkali base. So, yeah, so that also has a very negative impact on the soil. Okay, it hardens the soil, it solidifies in a way that it reduces the potential of the soil to hold water, and including the air gaps. So multiple problems chalu ho jata hai because the soil cannot retain a lot of water. The soil cannot, the air doesn't move in very easily. Uh, of course, these are long run problem, but अब long run बोलो तो कितना एक साल या 1.5 साल आपने chemical fertilizer डाल दिया तो these things start happening in the soil. So, and this is my experience with chemical fertilizer.
Yeah,
Uh,
another thing that I had tried a couple of years back was that instead of using those salts in hydroponics, what I did was I added a little bit of organic compost in this liquid, and that kind of slowly released the salts and fertilizer, and that kind of worked
okay,
somehow.
okay,
I don't know
okay.
if it is possible in a industrial scale or not, but yeah, at a home scale, it is definitely there.
No, no, sorry, I didn't get you. You added liquid fertilizer to the soil, or like it
No,
was a
no, no.
foliar spray?
It uh, it was the normal vermicompost that we have.
Okay.
So I added that in the hydroponics liquid, like the water.
Okay. Yeah.
And at that moment, the entire water became some reddish sort of color. I don't know, that happens.
Okay.
The moment you put vermicompost in water, it becomes
Yeah.
red, totally red.
Okay. Okay.
And this kind of helped the plants to grow out there.
No, you
Okay.
see
So
what
I was
happens.
growing basil. So
Okay.
the basil did pretty well at that point of time. I don't know if it is
Okay.
possible in the large scale, in the industrial scale, when I'm doing it for profit or for farming. But yeah, at the home
Okay.
scale, if you want to grow home garden, it will work that way.
Yeah.
No, you see what
And the fact
happens
is, I'm not
when
also using salts at that point. It's just compost, the same compost that I'm putting in soil.
Soil. Yeah.
So yeah, that I don't know if people have tried that or not, but yeah, it will work, I guess.
But Rima, I must tell you, aquaponics is aquaponics. There is no external nutrients, chemicals, fertilizers, nothing.
Yeah.
It's purely your fish waste that
Yeah.
helps your plant grow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
So that is a great way.
yeah, that's a great.
unfortunately, given the success in aquaponics, it is still relatively slower compared to hydroponics.
Of course it will be because the plants are not directly absorbing the nutrients.
Yes.
They have we need time for the nutrients to break down in such a way that the plants can absorb it, the roots can absorb it. So of course it will be slower.
Right. Agree.
Yeah. And both ways, whether it is hydroponics or aquaponics, it is easier to grow leafy vegetables than the flowering fruiting vegetable
I'm sorry.
because they need lot lesser of nutrients. Leafy vegetables is always preferable, herbs and leafy vegetables, rather than growing fruit vegetable.
Do you
Yeah, I
agree,
mean,
Gavin? I mean, this is not like confirmed, or this is not like something that I am saying based out of my experience or
Uh-huh.
my knowledge, but this is something
Uh-huh.
that I have been reading up. Just like you, I have also been debating about this organic, inorganic, and anything.
I understand.
But
Uh-huh.
I've been reading of late. Once you till the land after a harvest in any
Yeah.
farm, once you
Uh,
till your soil,
uh,
the natural availability of its nutrients and the natural availability of whatever compounds are required to grow your crop is lost. That is where you have to add your fertilizers manually, and richen the soil to make sure that your plants get whatever nutrients is required. So I think I got disconnected on and off in between this conversation. But like Arka said, that is where you start adding your manufactured compost and your Epsom salt
yeah.
and your soda, whatever it is, to the soil artificially, to make sure your plants actually grow. And there are also a couple of these biofertilizers and all that, which is heavily used in the market. They do say it is organic, and they do say that it is you know chemical free, but I don't think that that is 100% organic way forward. I mean, correct me if
No.
I'm wrong.
No, no. You are right, and those are not 100% organic.
So then, if that is your conclusion in a large scale farm, how do people certify it as organic once they have tilled their soil, which is definitely happening once after their first harvest?
See what happens. How we go organic is when it is a farm. they generally have cattle, cow dung, buffalo dung, and all of that. And cow dung, you get a lot of cow dung. In one day, a cow gives approximately 10 kgs of dung, which is quite a lot. So if you think over a period of like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you can cover the entire farm, depending on the size, obviously, with this animal waste. And slowly it provides all the nutrients required. And then slowly, like this is how over a period of 3 years, your soil goes completely organic.
All right.
Yeah, so animal waste is the number one way because it is inexpensive and you get it in a lot of quantity. And also there are farms. What they do is they have biogas plants as well. So the all the animal waste passes through the biogas plant. The biogas plant, we feed all the, how do you say, the field waste also, after extracting all the fruits and everything, all the extra crops and all, um,
Right.
that is also added to the biogas plant, and the slurry is then added to the field. So over a period of 3 years, then your soil is like completely organic and full of nutrients. You will never face any kind of nutritional deficiency.
Okay. I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Because anything apart from animal waste is a very expensive source and it is not possible.
So do you do anything on that scale, or are you still? I mean, are you limited to only home gardening?
Actually, I don't know if you know this. I spent one entire year where I had this Farm Wala project. I wanted to work on it. I I did a lot of things, but then the project didn't take off. So I just gave up on it.
I'll
So
put
I've
you in
spent
touch
one
with
entire
this.
year trying to pursue something like this, but then it didn't
I'll put you in
work
touch
out.
with a friend of mine. He's in Pune.
Hmm.
Of course, he does a lot of aquaponic work on his rooftop. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard of him. He's constantly on Instagram also. He goes under the user ID Pluckit.
Pluck in.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know his
So
name?
I have I forgotten his name. I know him through Instagram itself.
Okay.
I've never met him, but I admire his work. And he
Okay.
does a lot of work on farms and all that. Maybe you could speak to him and see how
Hmm.
you could get involved, on a larger scale also. Of
Yeah.
course, I mean,
Sure.
no doubt your heart is in the home, and that is
Mhm.
where it should always belong, given that we are in numerous lockdowns. There is not much we can
Hmm.
do also. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would love for you to, get your hands dirty in a much larger space than your balcony or your home garden. Because I'm telling
Okay.
you, the day-to-day
Huh.
challenges you experience on the ground in a farm
Yeah.
are a lot
Or
more
like,
exciting than you would experience
of,
in
of course,
a balcony or a backyard.
of course, no doubt about it.
So Jagi, just see what he's doing, see if you like it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also maybe you can also give him some gyan on how he can improvise his terrace garden with some of your pots also.
Okay. Arka, you
So
would
I
like to
think
add
it's time
something
off for.
on the organic part?
Uh,
Alka, hi.
I don't think I can add anything more, but one thing that I have realized over the past couple of years after I've started reading about hydroponics and aquaponics,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of the future of farming in the world because nobody can deny that the per hectare yield of hydroponics is much greater than what we
I
have
agree.
with soil.
I agree
And with
completely.
uh, the demand of the rising population, that is the only source we are having, constructing
Yeah.
hydroponic towers.
True.
So yeah,
So,
like I cannot say that it can completely replace the soil farming or anything of that sort, but yeah, definitely it can take up a lot load of that soil
Yeah.
mass.
Yeah.
So
True.
probably if I have a field of spinach, I can
Mm-hmm.
grow that in a room. So
Of
and
course. True.
obviously, uh, yeah. So a setup like this, obviously, it can
So,
replace at least a couple of
Yeah.
fields. Yes.
Exactly.
so in a setup like this, I have about
Mm.
space for about 54 plants on just two walls.
That
But
is
of
good.
course, I haven't got into. Rima will laugh, but I haven't gotten around to putting 54 plants. I
No,
was in
that is
a
okay.
big
That is
hurry
okay.
to set it up before the, I think, second lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
assuming that I would have a lot of time during the lockdown to actually start my indoor gardening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I somehow haven't gotten around to doing it. Hopefully, both of y'all will push me to getting it up and running a little faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'll do it.
Hmm? Chalo. I think Arka's
Okay.
again getting disconnected.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So,
I think I will
shall
sign
we?
off, Rima.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's wind up the session. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much
for
for joining.
joining.
Sure, thank you too. I
Yeah.
look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Yeah, sure, sure, definitely.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so it's now only me. If you guys are there, just ping me. How was the session? Did you all enjoy? I know there was a lot of echo, and some net connectivity issue as well. But did you guys enjoy? Who all are there online? Dr. Priyanka Photography. Thank you for joining in. Um, you guys have any doubts, any questions, anything that you want to ask, or or even like anything that you guys want to share about Swappy6517. Thank you for joining in. How are you? Um, so do you guys have any questions or anything that you want to share, your experience with gardening or anything else? Now this is the part with Instagram where I have to just wait and see if anyone is like commenting because there is a big lag. In the meanwhile, I would, there are certain things that I wanted to share with you guys about the courses and ebooks and newsletters. The first things first, do subscribe for the newsletters. Okay, the newsletters are starting from 3rd June onwards. So please, please, please subscribe. The annual subscription charges are rupees 99 only. So please do. There is a link in the bio. Please, please, please do subscribe. That way we can be in touch on a weekly basis and know what's happening with you guys. So it's a good way to be in touch. And I don't know why it took me so long to come up with the newsletters, but I'm happy finally there's around. The second thing is, if you all have any confusion about the courses, okay, so I understand that you all are at home and you all want to, try out gardening and you are not sure which course to go for. See, one is the website provides all the details, but suppose you're still confused, what you can do is you can always call me, okay? So I'm there. Hi. Hey, thank you, Amma. Thank you so much. So I'm always there, available on the call or WhatsApp. What you can do is you can simply call and ask before enrolling for the course. Okay, do not, if you are confused, do not enroll for the course. That is something that I would tell you. Mm, because what happens is, if you are not sure what you are looking for, you might end up not being happy with the course. So give me a call. I'll let you know. Also, second thing is again the same thing. If you have any confusion with the ebooks, whether the ebooks will cover this or that, and whether is there something that is it something that you're looking for? So give me a call. I'll tell you what it has and whether it is suited for you, whether it is an apt one. So Chinnas Swami Nataran, thank you for joining. Green Corner by Khushbu. So Khushbu, thank you for joining. How are you, dear? How are you guys? How is the COVID situation out there? at your place? Where are you all based in, and how's the situation going on? Let me know. तो मैं कहा थी हाँ ई बुक्स पे थे, तो चाहे कोर्सेस हो चाहे ई बुक्स हो, अगर आप कंफ्यूज हो तो बेहिचक कॉल करो और पूछो कि सही है या नहीं। सी देखो ऐसा नहीं है, आई अंडरस्टैंड आई एम इनटू बिजनेस एंड इट्स माय जॉब टू सेल द थिंग्स दैट आई एम डूइंग, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने कॉल कर दिया तो कुछ चिपका के छोड़ेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है। सी आई हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड योर रिक्वायरमेंट्स एंड इफ it is well suited for you, you can go for it. If not, we can just drop it at that. Okay. And the third thing is the consultancy. अभी ये consultancy क्यों चालू किया and what was the logic behind it is, suppose you are not way too much into gardening, okay? Example के साथ ले रहे, suppose you are a guy, okay, who is in a different city than where your family is, and you're alone, and just because of the lockdown the things are getting very monotonous and it's boring, and so you want to have a couple of plans and you're not sure what plans to have because it is very confusing. So what happens is in that case, the consultancy helps because you're not way too keen on gardening, but you also want to know which plants to go for. And consultancy gives me a one-on-one option wherein I can actually understand what are your requirements. Like, do you just want a few plants, that's it? Or you are looking forward to do some activity on weekends, like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes where you want to spend in the garden so that I can recommend those kind of plants. So that is where the consultancy comes in, okay? So if you want to learn gardening thoroughly, courses are where you go for. The books are just about plants, okay? The books are not about gardening, it's about plants. So what is a particular type of plant, what it requires, how much sunlight, what kind of nutrition does it require, those kinds of how to take care and the maintenance of the plants. So the ebooks are only about plants and not about gardening. The courses are about gardening, okay? The consultancy I just explained, and now comes the newsletter part. Newsletters. Now, why newsletters? Okay. See, होता ऐसा है ना कि हर एक को एक अलग चीज के बारे में जानना होता है. And even if we know gardening, there are new things that are coming up which we want to know about, which we want to discuss about. कहीं पे कुछ टेढ़ा मेढ़ा पढ़ के बैठे हुए रहते हैं. Neither do we have a clear picture of it, nor is it that we have ignored it completely. So it's like the half-baked knowledge, or sometimes there are certain problems that are very unique. Like not always do you face, but once in a while you do face it. So those kind of small little things where one topic does not have connection with the other one, okay? उसका कोई relevance नहीं रहता. आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? तो जब ऐसे इतने रैंडम टॉपिक्स आ जाते हैं ना, तो उनको इकट्ठा कैसे लाएं? तो इसीलिए newsletters. And newsletters also because I want to build a community. I want to know who you are, like what kind of gardening you are interested in, and it is a way for us to stay in touch. So that is why the newsletters, okay? I hope now you get the good picture of what it is about. So okay. Okay. Hi, Pragun. Okay. So, Ajay, you know Pragun. So, hi, Pragun. Pragun, will you introduce me? I don't introduce yourself. Sorry, to me. I don't know you personally, and I think that's it from my end. Anybody else wants to share anything? या साइन अप करें. आज पूरा 1 घंटा बात कर लिया. आई एम सो हैप्पी. थैंक यू अजय, थैंक यू अर्का, थैंक यू so much for joining in it. You guys just made my day. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. And thank you to all the viewers. I'll just wait for a minute before logging out because in case somebody types in, there is always a lag in the Instagram till the time the messages are delivered actually. Okay. Earth Garden India, thank you for joining. But I guess that's it. So guys, stay safe, stay happy. God bless you, and happy gardening. And gardening or otherwise, I'm always there. God bless you. Okay. Chalo, take care. Bye.